Not again. No. I was nearly there. So close. All right, I'm coming. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Papa's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Shh. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Papa's gotta buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Papa's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Papa's gonna buy you a billy goat. But if that billy goat won't blow, Papa's gonna buy you a cotton ball.
The Apocalypse Players present The Afflicted, from Reckoning of the Dead by Noah Lloyd and Matt Ryan, with Dominic Allen as Detective Rusty Steele, Danann McAleer as Detective John Caramel, Joseph Chance as Detective Lorenzo Ferrari, and Dan Wheeler as your Keeper of Arcane Lore. Part 4. Dial M for murder.
You'll be the cutest little baby in town.
Hello, operator. I'd like to place a person-to-person call long distance to Boston. The number is Edgewood 95675. Yeah, of course, this is Chief Connor McCarthy of the 13th Precinct. That's Riverside 52150. Peacock, you old bastard. You expecting someone else? You know I never forget an anniversary. How you doing? Oh, that's good. That's great. I'm glad you're not on your own. You been to church? No, you don't want to hear about my day. Oh, all right. Well, tell you what, it's the craziest morning I've had in a while. I sent my best 2 detectives out to investigate a noise complaint. I know, but it got pretty lively down there. Somehow this rumor got out that he was making a bomb. I have no idea who started that. My boys got waylaid by some 9-year-old kid stealing radios. Steele said something like he'd seen him in a dream. I don't know, no one's sleeping right. It's this heat. Anyway, it turned out this guy, the noisy bastard, was some kind of lunatic, making these towers out of dead dogs. Right? So the pair of them had just walked out the door when I got a call about this hostage situation, so I had to send a kid, Ferrari. Yeah, the invalid fell out of a tree, I think, and his partner didn't make it in, so it was just him in the uniforms. Apparently, this perp had been hearing music in his head, grabbed a knife and got his neighbors all holed up in the room next door. My man got the family out safe, but nearly burnt the building down in the process. I don't know. Then Steele and Carmel get back. I had to send them straight out again on this missing persons case. This woman and her kids just up and vanished. Got a bad feeling about that one. And now I got this real nasty situation that I'm going to have to send the kid out on again, on his own. Because like I said, I'm a man down because of Detective Bright. His wife said he ain't been sleeping right, having strange dreams. Hey, have you ever heard of a I don't know. I never asked her the details. Well, yeah, I guess a few people have been talking about it. Like I said, I think it's just the heat. Like when you have a fever. Oh, no, I can't ask you to do that. Especially today. I know how important it is to you. You sure? Well, I ain't gonna lie. I could use your experience. All right, let me know what you decide. Talk to you later. Ferrari, is that you? Get in here.
Sure thing, Chief.
Hey, did you see Steele and Carmel?
No, I must have just missed them.
Oh, you just missed them. They just came back straight out again. Oh, we're rushed off our feet in here. You got the perp? Carter, his name is?
Yeah, I got Carter. He's in Green and
What's the deal there? Some nutcase?
maybe not. I don't know. I can't quite tell. Looks like he might have had too much sun.
Yeah, well, haven't we all?
He got to him. He was out at a jazz club on Friday night. Seems to have been upset by something. I'm gonna go and talk to him about it now, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, it's probably the heat. You know, it's hotter than one of those reheated apple pies out there.
Yeah. They're all the rage, I'm told.
Yeah, crispy on the outside, molten lava in the middle.
Well, I like my Mars. Can't talk about that.
Anyway, listen, you gotta wait. That riding up that Carter case can wait. We're rushed off our feet. I'm sorry. I don't know what's happened with Bright. This is another case. You really should have Bright with you for this. I would have put Carmel and Steele on this, but I just sent them out on a missing persons, and I can't get a hold of them. It's been a nasty double homicide.
Jesus.
I know. Is the address? He hands over a little scrap of paper where he's written down an address. So, I gotta tell you, this looks like a nasty business. Some guy killed his wife and son.
Jesus.
I hate to do it to you, but someone's gotta go check it out.
Okay, but if we get anything on that, the jazz club.
Yeah. Jazz, whatever, leave it with me.
What if they spiked his drink or something? He didn't serve. It doesn't quite add up. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, nobody got hurt. It doesn't matter. We'll leave it to the prosecutor to work that all out. You caught the guy. You got the guys out safe. Well, from what I hear, you started a minor blaze out back, though.
Hey, what? Listen, all right.
You always were clumsy, right?
I had to get in. I didn't know that the grass was that dry.
Hey, listen, get out of here. You're wasting my time.
Right, I'm out of here. And I'm a bit dejected as I go, thinking I managed to get the kids out. And it's like, not even but
Not even a thank you.
You know, the job's the job. And
The job's the job.
I go over and I get a new handkerchief. I scrunch that handkerchief. It's like wet. And I think I just toss it in the trash can. And I pick up a new handkerchief and I put it in my coat pocket. As I pick up a double homicide. What a day in the office.
I know. A hostage case and a double homicide. It's not even lunchtime.
Something's not right.
But maybe what you do have time to probably grab a coffee and some donuts in the station before you head out again, I think.
That's just good police. That's good work.
And actually, as you're hovering by the drip coffee pot, Cindy comes up and says, "Oh, hi there, Renzo.
Hey there, Cindy.
You seen Carmel around?"
I think we just missed him.
Oh, shucks.
He's giving you a little bit of a workout today, huh?
Yeah, I think we might be going out for a drink later, she says, in her face like she cannot disguise her joy.
That's real swell, Cindy, real swell.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, not excited. I'm looking forward to it. He's a real nice guy.
It's good to have things to look forward to, Cindy.
That's right. Yeah. All right, well, have a good day.
Why are you looking at my tie like that? Oh, it's a stain.
Is that mustard?
No, I think it's ice cream. I think it's gelato.
Oh, well, yeah.
I didn't even have an ice cream today. It must be a dirty tie.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah, ice cream's good in this weather.
I guess if I clean up right one day, Cindy, who knows? Maybe I'll have a chance, huh? At a date.
Yeah. No, you look swell. You look swell, Lorenzo. Detective Ferrari.
Sure. And I step forward as if to engage in the conversation, and I accidentally kick the trash can. And I just sorry. And I grab it really fast and put it back. Sorry.
Oh.
Anyway, I better.
Don't worry about that.
Oh God! I think the coffee's going to go over, and I just get it in time as it sort of spills over the top. Hey, you want a donut? And she's gone.
She's gone.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah. Back upstairs to the typing pool.
And as I think, I shout over to whoever's left in the office and I say, "You'd have thought I'd get some backup, huh? But I know we're stretched."
The chief says,
I heard that. Their office is over there. You just need to go and shake some shit out of them, kick them in a gear, or whatever you want to say. Just
I've already gone, Chief.
good. Get out of here.
So you hop back in your patrol car, head on over to the address. You've seen plenty of homicides in your time, almost a weekly occurrence, but for some reason, there was something about the way the chief said, "I hate to do this to you. I hate to do this to you."
Wife and son. You
get the feeling it's not going to be pretty.
I'm sad Frank isn't there when I leave the garage. But I toss 2 donuts in one of the 2 packets I got, so he could eat one later. But I'm disappointed, not because I don't know the fastest way to get to 29th and Bainbridge, but because something about seeing Frank always makes me feel better about things like this. I'm uneasy. I'm uneasy as I pull up.
Yeah.
Superstitious.
And you pull up outside this very unassuming, it's a small sort of 2-story little terraced house, not like the brownstone you were at earlier. And there's an officer outside, a couple of patrol cars outside, and the officer outside is sort of ashen-faced, smoking a cigarette.
Danvers, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, hey there, Detective Ferrari. Yeah, it's not a pretty one in there.
I light up a cigarette and instantly I blush as I do it, thinking I better finish this one.
And he sort of drops his cigarette out and stubs it out and sort of stands to attention a bit and gets out his notepad and says, the perp's name is Ed Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Victims, his wife and baby boy.
I wince at the words baby boy.
He's perp's inside in custody, but you ain't gonna get anything out of him. Forensics have been, they've taken the bodies. You might want to take a look around and see what you make of this Robinson fella.
I'm sorry, kid. Okay, let's have a look.
It's my first homicide, sir.
You need some fresh air? This is residential, right?
Yeah.
Walk up to the end of the road and come back.
Thank you, sir. And he's like, yeah, it's so pleased to have been relieved from standing outside this house of horror.
I'll look at the house. Anything unusual?
No.
I don't think I can help myself. Can I do a lesson roll?
Sure.
It's superstition, really. 54. It's a no. Can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything. It's the whole neighborhood is...
It's quiet. It's real quiet.
Eerily quiet. Yeah. And then there's a gust of wind and the leaves sort of blow up in the street. Suddenly you're back in that dream. The leaves falling. And the silence just after the bomb was dropped when you're right in the sort of the sound wave.
Yeah.
And then the leaves sort of settle again and you hear a siren in the distance and some kids playing around the block and you're back in New York, 1947.
I just loosen the gun in the holster, pull the drenched shirt round a bit. I wore a vest to wick the sweat away because Mum always thinks that's a good idea. When actually, of course, it's probably just because
it's just another layer.
It's just another layer sticking to me.
And it's about midday now, so it's hot.
Hats on, head on in. I was about to flick the cigarette into the garden, and then I just I just make sure it's really put out in the top of the cigarette packet, and then
Crush it.
just kind of crush it under my toes
Good move.
3 or 4 times, make sure it's really dead. Wipe my brow, in I go.
So you step inside the house, and like heat hits you. This house is clearly not well insulated, and it's really, really close. And yeah, it's sort of like a small, I guess, like a 2 up, 2 down. There's another officer standing at the bottom of the stairs. Oh, hey there, Detective Ferrari, is it?
That's right. Is it Peachum?
That's right. Yeah, you're doing a good job. There's a lot of us started new. Been doing well with the names. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
How you doing, Peachum? Sounds bad.
Oh yeah, it's not a pretty sight up there.
I'll give him Danvers a walk up the block. He's gonna come back.
Mind if I go and stand out, watch the front door while he's...
Yeah, why don't you do that? Get some air. It's hot in here.
Yeah, the pub's in the front room back there with a couple of officers. You might want to check out the bedrooms upstairs as well. I mean, don't know where you want to start. I'll leave you to it.
I'll look at those first. Thanks, Peachum. Peachum, were you here when they took him?
Say again?
Were you here when they took him? Were they here? Did you see the bodies? Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Yeah, they were a mess. Looked like, I know my department, but to me it looked like, they were stabbed.
Knife work, yeah. Figures. Usually is with these things.
And you can see there's quite a lot of blood. And he sort of indicates the stairs, and you can see there are blood splatters on the stairs and the walls.
You know what Bright would say? Crimes of passion. It's whatever lies to hand. Yeah, you pick it up, you use it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that's what we got here. Nothing more complicated.
I guess so.
Go get some air.
Thank you, sir.
I'll head to the stairs then.
So you're going to go upstairs first?
Yeah, before I check in with the...
Sure.
Get a little look around without preconceived ideas.
So you make your way upstairs. There's so much blood on the stairs and the walls. You somehow can't quite believe it's all come from just 2 people. It's astonishing, really.
Jesus Christ.
And
I think I instinctively cover my nose and mouth with my handkerchief, just sort of...
Yeah.
Weirdly instinctively. Just obviously it's not going to do anything. But the smell of...
Yeah, there's not really... it is an instinct, because there's not any particular smell here. And the wallpaper's sort of peeling a little bit, but you get the feeling this was a very ordinary house. It's not like utterly impoverished or neglected, just lived in. You make your way up the stairs, and there's 2 rooms at the top of the stairs. One looks like maybe a master bedroom, and the other like a nursery.
Go for the nursery first.
So the first thing you're confronted with is a crib, like drenched in blood.
Jesus Christ.
Could you give me a sanity roll, please?
Yeah, damn straight. That is a pass, 28.
Okay. I'm still going to ask you to take 1 point of sanity.
Yeah.
Because it's you knew you were coming here to find out that a child had been murdered, but son, I was thinking a boy. I wasn't thinking a baby, and this is right in the zone. Yeah, it's clearly a baby, and it's a small crib. You know, the sort of crib that a child isn't in beyond about 6 months. I think I instinctively rush to the window and just try and break the window open, however best I can, if that's all right with you. Yeah, sure, you can open the window. It's like, I need some air. I've got this handkerchief, and I just push the window open, and there's probably not going to be much air in, because it's just not that kind of location, clearly. Yeah. I think I'm worried I'm going to be sick, but
Maybe I managed to hold it. The gorge is rising.
Well, maybe you want to give me a constitution roll.
No, not his favourite.
No.
That's unfortunate because it's a 35, which on most of my characters that would be a pass. But 25, Constitution 35. I don't think I'm going to spend the luck.
I think you'd maybe bring up a bit of coffee and donut.
Yeah.
And you, at the last minute, you see a bin in the corner of the room, a trash can.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't want to go out the window. Yeah.
No, because you know your poor officer's right below you.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that the bloodstains are in the crib, and you can see by the amount of blood that that's where the murder has happened.
Yeah. This is horrific.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So I pull myself together and I wipe myself down using the handkerchief, throw the handkerchief in the bin, take my jacket off, put it over my arm, and I'll just take a look around. Nothing on the floor.
A few sort of, blood drops, blood spatters, but
yeah, no indication.
No, nothing else. Everything looks quite orderly. Well, it's a child or a baby's room, but
I'll just head over to the other side, to the other room, I think.
Okay, so it's the master bedroom. Well, the other bedroom. There's a double bed, and again, huge blood stain on the bed,
and blood on the stairs as well later. So possibly staggered down.
Yeah.
Okay. So blood, so stabbed in bed. Photos?
Yeah, just a photo of sort of family photos, basically a few family photos.
And I think I've got one in my hand. Like I wipe my brow and I look down and I think, second time in the day, already, not even lunchtime, and I'm going through people's photos, desperately trying to find something about them, but it feels like it's all too late, just like it did with Carter. It felt like it was all too late for him.
Yeah.
And here it really is all too late. I mean, like the damage is done.
Yeah, and kind of how it felt with Tina as well, in your dream.
Couldn't get her in time. The smile was too wide.
So, do you want to have a look around this room?
Yeah, I'll go through some drawers and things. I'll be a bit more. I'll try and get something. Try and get a clue.
Okay.
Try and get something, some police work.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to take your time. Well, if you're going to take your time, I'm not going to require a roll. You do come across a handwritten journal that maybe looks like a diary. You find, a few sort of receipts and other personal effects. But the main thing that you come across is this diary. Well, it looks like a diary.
I'll have a little flick through that.
So it looks like it's only really a diary of the past few days. But it's very detailed. Do you read it? Do you read it thoroughly now? You're skimming.
I'm skimming. No, I think I'm skimming through because I want to get down to talk to Robinson, especially after that.
Fine.
Seeing the bassinet like that.
So at a skim, it looks like it's describing, whoever's diary it is, it looks like it's describing their travels over the past few days. They describe locations. There's a few place names that you don't recognize.
This is unexpected, so I'm thinking maybe I do need to look at this more carefully. I wasn't expecting to see someone traveling around a lot, but then maybe it's his, not hers. So, can I tell from the handwriting? Does it look like a man's writing, or does it look like a woman's writing?
Interesting. I guess maybe that's an education roll.
I'll give you that. It's a 46 out of 70.
Your best guess would be that this is a man's writing.
And yet, normally I would have expected it to be the woman who'd be keeping a detailed diary over the last couple of days. So yeah, in which case I'll flick through, and if there's nothing springing out at me, I will redouble my efforts before interrogation.
So you're going to sit down and read this quite carefully?
Yeah, at least the start.
Okay.
I mean, I might check my pocket, my watch. I'm thinking it's okay. I've got here, scene of the crime.
No, this is fine.
They know I'm here.
Well, as you read the entries in this book, the thing that strikes you is that you start reading it and you think, describing his travels somewhere definitely outside New York. A lot of the descriptions initially, it sounds a bit like Europe. He's talking about green leafy lanes and beautiful ancient cities. He refers to octagonal windmills on the hillsides, and
it's been to the Netherlands, maybe.
It does make you think that from your knowledge of Europe, and you can't quite find, because you double check the dates as you're reading, and it's even this first entry, which is from just a few nights ago, not even a week really. It's maybe 5 days. It looks like from the dates. It's pages and pages long. Go to the next entry and it's sort of similar, and you can't quite. You skip to the last one, and you can't work out how this man has made these travels seemingly somewhere far out of New York in the recent past.
Mm.
How long does it take to get there on a boat? 6 weeks. And then it comes to you that this is a dream diary.
Mm. Shit.
But these are dreams in detail far beyond anything you've ever experienced. And you think to the dream you had last night, which was so vivid. But it was a moment. It was a dream that took place in seconds, really.
Mm.
It felt like it filled your whole night, but it was seconds before you got to the bench. And this man's describing his journey through cities and meeting people, and as you read it in more detail, and a name comes up again and again, and it says he's looking for, you don't know whether this is a man or a place, but he's looking for Cadath. You see that name written again and again. And as you turn to the next page, you see he writes about galleys turning up in the city with unseen rowers, he describes them as. And the entries get stranger and stranger. And he talks about cities with architecture that has the geometry that he doesn't understand.
I think if I get to that bit, I'm going to stop.
Well, you can't though. Or at least I don't think you can. Why don't you give me a power roll?
Nice. Only because I'm Ferrari. I mean, I'm not because of Joseph. Joseph wants more. But Ferrari's thinking, I need to get onto this interrogation. It's a 91. No, I do not stop.
You don't. You're gripped. I mean...
But I gotta know more. That's why he wanted to stop, because he's gripped.
You're absolutely gripped. This is like, on one hand, it's the most amazing fantasy you've ever read, and you have moments of thinking, is this guy, is he a writer? Is this a draft of his novel? But it becomes clear that what he's attempting is like a form of lucid dreaming, and he's trying to control his navigation through his dreams, and every day he goes back and he's somewhere slightly different, and he's meeting people and asking them directions. And then the sort of penultimate entry, he describes these creatures. He describes them as sort of pale, fleshy frogs, giant frogs that trail humans behind them, seemingly as pets or slaves. And the landscapes he described grow stranger and stranger. And then the last entry, he describes one of these galleys turning up. And the description he gives of the person who steps off the galley to shake his hand or greet him describes this headscarf with this sort of double knot on front. And he describes their mouths as just too wide.
I stand up as I'm reading this.
And you give me you don't even give me a sanity roll. You roll me a d6, please.
Of course it's a 6.
Wow.
Why didn't I choose the die that's... I chose the lucky die. Why would I choose the lucky die? My best die. When I should have rolled the die that I hate.
Wow, well, I mean, what's your... well, let's do this one thing at a time. What's your starting sanity?
60. I'd lost 1.
Okay.
I've now lost 7. So I'm not... That's not the problem, but it's obviously a 5.
Yeah. I think you better give me an intelligence roll.
With a low intelligence, you'd think that would go well. 50 intelligence. 33, my friend.
So you drop the book and you stand up and you realise, because he's describing exactly what you saw last night, you know for absolute sure that this isn't him writing some fiction. He's travelling through some real space that exists in his dreams. And he's met someone in his dream that you think you've met in your dream. That's impossible.
It's impossible.
But it's happened. So what he is experiencing is real. This isn't a dream as you know it. This isn't a dream, your mind inventing things. This is a transportation to a real place. Alters everything you think you know about the world. So, you are temporarily insane.
Everything is different now.
I think we better have a bout of madness. And what a place to have it.
I know.
So, do you want to roll me a d10 for your bout?
I shall roll a d10 for my bout of madness. 1 d10. An 8.
Okay, and then another d10, please.
Followed by a 9. Very high. Both of them. Can't be good.
Okay, so 9 rounds.
That's a long time. It's just me, so I'm not putting other people out.
No, that's true. So we can do this however we like.
You can play this. You can play this how you like.
So you are incapacitated with an emotional outburst. Maybe you'd like to describe to me how this manifests itself. I don't know whether you're manically laughing or crying or something else.
Yeah, and I think incapacitated with an emotional outburst. I think I do laugh. I think I laugh hysterically. I've stood up and I drop the journal and I laugh and I hold my head up to my ears in the same way that Carter did, as if I'm blocking out my own laughter, like a kind of mad jazz riff. And then moments later, and this is only the beginning, but moments later I find myself there kneeling in front of the crib, just rocking backwards and forwards, crying in this emotional, hysterical release of the tension of the morning, of managing to save the 2 kids and the woman, and yet nearly burning the place down. I still don't quite know what happened with all of that. It was that's just the surface flood. And then moments later, I find myself standing at the top of the stairs, looking down, and I'm laughing, and I'm just pointing at the blood, laughing away, hysterical.
And you see one of the officer who you relieved is standing there. He's like, "Detective here, you all right?"
Look how high it got. Look how high. It's like, what is that? Is that like the jugular? But she's come down for the bed. I mean, like, her thigh's gone. Maybe it's her thigh.
Detective, I'm not sure this is a laughing matter.
If Bright was here, he'd be...
Where is Bright? Detective, what? Should I call the station? Do you need some help?
I'll give him a call. Don't worry, I'll call him. No, I'll call Brian. Where's the telephone? Is there a telephone?
This one down the block. Do you need a bit of air? Maybe, I know it's a bad sight out there. Maybe you need
don't worry, I'll run. And I run down to the phone on the block, and I'm just hysterical the whole way. I'm laughing away. And I've thrown the jacket and the hat, and I'm just running away.
He follows you out, the young officer, and he sort of jogs down the block after you just to keep an eye on you, really.
Yeah.
But you make it to the phone box.
And I call Bright. If I can do that, if I get the number, but maybe I think I'm calling Bright.
Oh, well, why don't you give me a luck roll to find out whether you call the right number?
Yeah. That is an 89. On my 43 luck.
Well, let's find out how that works for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, operator.
Hello?
And you give the operator the number that you think is Bright's number.
Bright, yeah. I've got to call him, Detective Bright.
Sure, I'll just patch you through.
Bill Bright, William Bright, William.
Oh, I'll patch you through. She sounds a bit confused. Beep, beep, burp. And then a woman picks up and says, hello?
Hi, yeah. You're not going to believe this. It's me. It's me, Ferrari. Wait.
Oh, Lorenzo.
Is that you, Bright? Are you there?
He's not feeling so good, but I can.
You got to put him on. Yeah.
He just went down to sleep. He's not been sleeping well. I don't think I want to wake him.
Oh God! Don't let him sleep. No, because then she'll come off the ship. She'll come off the galleon, and you don't want that to happen. He'll transport himself.
Oh, really? All right. I'll try and wake him. And the woman goes away from the phone, and you hear a bit of mumbling in the background, and then
I do a little bit of knocking on the window, going, Jesus Christ.
And then a voice comes on the phone, says, "Hello."
Bright, it's me, Ferrari.
Oh, Ferrari, I'm not feeling so well.
I've cracked it. It all makes a lot of sense.
What does?
If you cut the jugular, it'll go high, but if you cut the femoral, it'll go even higher.
Absolutely correct. You've been reading your medical textbook at last. I'm pleased to see it.
Yeah, so, but when she comes off with the headscarf, and she comes off with the wide smile.
You've seen them too.
That's when you know they're here. They're here and you can transport yourself, right?
You've seen them too?
You can't not. And some of them are moving a lot. Maybe, have you been to a jazz club? I don't know. I've not been to any jazz clubs lately.
Listen.
But maybe you can't stop the music.
Listen to me. Lorenzo.
I'm listening.
Listen to me. You've seen them in your dreams as well.
I was at the pagoda, the red pagoda, you know? And in the Oriental Gardens, and I tried to run away from the A-bomb, and I was running away from the A-bomb real well. You'd have been proud of me. Huh?
You've always been fast.
And then she was there. Her smile was too wide. It was too wide.
But tell me, are you fast? You fast in your dreams as well, Lorenzo? Because in my dreams, my brain fails me. The one thing I can trust, I can't trust. Are you still fast in your dreams?
I'm fast as the fire. I set a fire in the backyard.
That's the best thing to do.
Let it burn.
Those people with the wide smiles, I don't trust them.
There's a dead baby here. He killed a baby. Why would he do that?
I don't know, but these people can make you do things.
Kadath? Is this Kadath?
I've been looking for it.
You?
Do you know where it is?
It's here in the. I thought I had the book. Shit, it's in my jacket. I think I dropped my jacket.
The book?
He knows. He knows the ways.
You have directions? I get there.
And you hear the woman's voice in the back saying,
Why are you talking about that place? Come away from that. You need to get back to bed.
No, I can't. He knows the way.
No, come away. He's got to go now. Sorry. Have a nice day.
and the phone hangs up.
Son of a bitch. And I just start smashing the phone. Until this is just like a pulp.
And it does. It smashes to pieces.
That go, and I stagger out and I just cry on the curb, wailing. I think I'm rolling around. Not even like, it's not like a kind of contained, sat down. It's just weeping, rolling on the sidewalk.
And you do. And when you come to,
I have a great deal of credibility.
you have a huge amount of credibility. And the young officer is sort of standing at a kind of respectful distance. He says, Detective, can I get you a cigarette?
Danvers? Hell, yeah,
Glass of water, maybe? Or drink?
sure, yeah, maybe. What you got? Yeah, I'll take water. Oh, Christ. I think I was sick in the... Oh, God.
That's all right. Maybe you've got some kind of bug.
It's heat stroke, right? Heat stroke. It's just heat stroke.
Oh, yeah, it's probably a heat stroke. That's right.
There was a fire back at the hostage situation. It was real hot.
I heard about that, yeah. It's,
Okay, Danvers. That guy, Robinson, he's still in there, right? He's still in there.
yeah, but are you up to it?
Where's my jacket? Okay, did you pick my jacket up?
Yeah, I did. He hands it to you.
I think it has the book. It's got the book, and I'm going to rifle through to check for the diaries there. I'm not going to look at it, but I just want to check the diaries there.
The book is there.
Oh, thank God. Okay. All right, I got to talk to this guy. I got to find out about... Did he say anything about Kadath or Kadath or...
He ain't said a word. He's, like, how do you say it? Catatonic?
Sure, good. Okay. Well, I checked in with Bright, and my hands shaking, and I'm trying to paper over the cracks, and I realize I can't even do it. So I just go, okay, let's talk to him. Let's head back up there.
You spoke to Bright?
Yeah.
In the hospital?
My eyes flicker, and I just go, sure. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Robinson. You.
Oh, as long as you're sure you're up for it,
We gotta do this. We gotta do this now. We gotta do this right now.
I'll come with you. I'll come with you, Detective.
Thanks, David. All right.
So you make your way back to the house?
Yeah, if I can remember how to get there, but presumably I can.
Yeah, well, Danvers leads you there, and he's looking at you like he's really worried about you. But you're a superior officer, so he leads you back to the house, back to the front door, the steps, and again you open the door and the heat hits you. When you enter the house, you sort of glance at the stairwell and you can see the blood on the stairs and the wall.
The wrist goes up to the lips and the nose, and I'm sort of trying to wipe it away, but I just push on through to the front room.
Yeah, and as you do, you sort of follow this trail of blood, and you realise that potentially the blood down the wall and the stairs is, although there's a huge quantity of it, it's potentially blood that the perp has sort of dripped with him on his way downstairs. And you enter the front room, and there's an officer stood over Ed Robinson. You believe it to be him. He sat in an armchair, staring, like eyes glazed. You can have a look around the room, or
I think I throw the jacket down and the hat on top. And so I've got my pistol there. It's all sort of on show. And I sweep my hair back and I sort of wipe the sweat away from my face. And I look pretty intensely at the two officers, but I don't say anything. Take in the room. Is there anything obvious about sort of the room? Is it more sprays of blood, or is he?
No.
I'm sort of imagining, did he sort of cut the kid's throat and start walking through the house with it or something? Or
No, there's less blood here. Most of the blood was upstairs. Give me a spot hidden in this room.
There's a 26. A 45.
So there's a big rug in the middle of the room, and there is a bit of blood, you notice, on the floor, sort of poking out as if maybe the rug is covering most of the blood stain. There's sort of like a kind of triangle of blood poking out from under the rug.
Gentlemen, have you moved this rug at all?
No, we ain't moved nothing.
All right.
You want us to?
You, and I point to one of them randomly. Give me a hand here. You take that end.
Yeah, sure.
We'll lift it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Back that way.
3. And do you roll it or do you drag it?
No, we pull it straight off.
Okay, so lift it up like that in one.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
So you lift up the rug. It's about 6 foot by 4 foot, that kind of size. And between you lift it up and you reveal what the blood stain was. Looks like it's part of a deliberate shape. Like maybe he's marked something on the floor in blood.
That's what I was worried about. So I'd sort of get the guy to help me to put the rug to one side, but, not so that it slops onto it or anything.
Yeah. You haven't seen this. It's kind of like a star shape, like a 5-pointed star. And then with like what looks like maybe like an eye in the center or it's hard to tell because it's been made clearly in a rush with blood.
What the hell is this?
Well, I don't know. This is some kind of crazy witchy shit.
And next to this symbol, it looks like there's some writing, and the writing says, "Ya, forgive me." Could you give me a power roll, please?
Yeah. And it's unexpected.
Because you're on the edge.
That is a 28 on my 60 power. A hard success.
Okay, well, you're lucky, so I'm not going to ask you for a sanity roll. You're lucky.
It's luck. That's blind luck there. That's some bad rolls before that. I think I do that thing where I crouch down next to it to read it, and I'm going, and my hand goes right over my mouth, and I think I'm saying, "Oh, Mary, Mother of God, wow, the hell is this?" And I think about Bright in the hospital.
Yeah, and I think that's what sort of protects you in a way. The fact that you've gone into police mode, like, what is this? And you're studying it, and you're studying it forensically rather than as a whole.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the way the marks have been made rather than the words, and you're looking at the amount of blood rather than the shape.
Yeah.
But still, in your mind's eye, you're like, that was some kind of start. Would you like to give me an education roll?
Yeah, very much so. That is a 50 on my 70, so not a hard, but it's...
Great. No, that's great. So, so you don't know all that Joseph knows, but I think to you it definitely looks like some sort of occult symbol. You perhaps would assume that it's part of some kind of ritual. Perhaps you assume that this is some kind of satanic
cult thing. Yeah.
But you don't know who he's asking for forgiveness from and what this ya means. And you've never seen a shape like this before.
I think initially I get my notepad out and I scramble around for my pen, but my hand is shaking so much that I actually give it up in front of the other officers. And I sort of just tap it against my mouth. And then I put it back in my pocket and I say, Robinson, this is you? and I say, "Can I see his hands? Show me his hands." Presumably covered in blood.
So the officers sort of kind of lift his hands up for you to look at. And yeah, they're absolutely covered in blood. I mean, he's covered in blood up to the elbows, really.
The gore of his work. All right. Robinson, you did this?
He is completely catatonic. It's almost like you might as well not be there.
I'll sit down or kneel down to get to his level. Or if he's standing, I will just stay up, but so that I can try and get more on the same level as I see. Is this Kadath? Any recognition of that?
At that word, his eyes sort of flick. But that's it.
All right. Yeah. We're going to have to get this photographed. We're going to have to call that in. All right, is it a working telephone in here?
No, they ain't got a telephone in here. There's one on the corner of the block, I think.
Shit, this is shit. Okay. No, that one's out.
Oh, it's a shame. Are you sure? I think I used it earlier to call it in.
Yeah, no, that one's out. I just tried to make a call in myself.
Oh, you want me to take a look at it, or?
I don't think so. No, it's a dead end for us.
All right.
So we're gonna have to get. I mean, how well to do are they? Do they look like they'd have a camera in the home?
They look like they have a camera in the home.
It's a long shot.
Maybe. I mean, you want to search for one, or?
We'll just have to drive a couple blocks over to get to the next phone, I guess, or maybe ask one of the neighbors. Here, I'll ask Peachum to ask around, see if there's a telephone working around here. In fact, why don't you do that? I say to one of the two guys.
Yeah, sure, yeah. What do you want us to do? I'll make the call for you, Detective.
We need someone to take a photograph of this.
Ah, of course. Yeah, all right. I'll make sure they send someone down. You want me to, take a sketch of it in case, I don't know.
I got that. While you're sorting that out, I'll do the sketch.
All right. I'll make sure they get a photographer down here.
And he scoots off.
Thanks, Bukowski. Thanks.
And as he leaves, another one comes in to sort of take his place. So there's still two officers with the perp and you.
And I will. Now that I'm sort of slightly less under the observation, I'll sort of shakily make a little sketch of what it is. This sort of star with an eye and these words, yeah.
So you are drawing it? Maybe you should give me another power roll.
Shit. Oh no, it's a fail by 10. I might need to spend some luck. That's a 70 on a 60. Shit. It's a lot of luck. 10 puts me down to 33 luck. I feel like that's an important thing not to fuck up, though.
Yeah, maybe.
In my current state. I'm going to spend the luck. I'm going to go down to 33.
Okay. I think that's probably wise. So, you draw, and as you draw it, as you draw the lines, as it's sort of completed, you're aware that what you've drawn in your notebook is not the same as what's on the floor. Give me an education roll.
That is a fail, but not a fumble. It's very close. It's a 98 on my 70.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad it's not a fumble. So, you're not entirely sure why it's different, but you've as you draw it, you feel like the thing you've drawn doesn't have the effect on you that the thing on the floor did. There's a difference between the way you've drawn yours and the way he's drawn his, although you compare them like for like and the shape is the same. And you think, well, that's definitely how I'd describe it to someone, but it's not the same.
No. Yeah.
Anyway, you fold up your notebook and put it in your pocket next to the weird dream diary.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe this isn't quite the walk in the park we thought it was. Guy goes nuts, kills his family. And it is that thing where I know that I'm pretending that I'm talking to them, but I'm talking to myself. Well, this satanic stuff, that makes it so much more complicated. We gotta get this on film before they clear this place up. All right. Well, we gotta get this guy downtown, right?
Yeah, we gotta book him. Should we take him away now?
Just give me one more shot at this. All right, Mr. Robinson. Is that your name, Ed? Ed, can you hear me?
Nothing.
Okay, my name's Detective Ferrari. I really need you to give an indication that you understand what I'm saying. Is this Kadath? And I point to the shape on the floor.
His eyes flick at you again at that word. And his sort of lips just start to sort of try and find the shape to say something in. He says, trying to find it.
Where did you find this symbol? Did you find this in Kadath? On the galleons? Did the woman with the headscarf show you this? And my eyes flick nervously up at the two officers, but I press on. With the wide smile. Did she show you this?
His eyes sort of flick again, and he just sort of shakes his head very slightly.
Someone else showed you this, but you saw her, you know her, yeah? You met her off the ship.
His head just sort of nods very slightly.
In Kadath. You were in Kadath? Where you met her?
And his head sort of shakes slightly.
All right, so tell me about the slavers. Did you talk to the slavers? The people with the slaves?
Again, a little shake of his head. And then his eyes flick round at you again, and his hand reaches up and touches the pocket where his dream diary is, as if he knew it was there.
No, it's all right. And I'll bring the diary out and I say, this, your diary? And I nod at the officer to sort of go, it's fine.
And then, as if that was like just too much effort for him, he kind of like fades away and his head lolls.
All right. Okay, we got to get this guy downtown. Let's get him booked.
So the officers lift him up, sort of one under each shoulder, and they take him down and they put him in the back of a car. And same setup as before. Do you want to sit in the back with him and someone else drive?
With this number of people, I think I would sit up front and get one of the other officers to sit in the back with him.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But to keep an eye, I'd say just keep an eye and do not take your eye off him through the whole journey.
Are you driving or are you?
No, I'd go in the passenger seat so that I could keep looking back at him.
Great. So you set off back towards the station, and you make your way back, and the whole way you sort of feel this like itch to look at this diary again, but you know the effect it had on you last time you looked at it. Anyway, you pull up at the police station, and the call's been made. And as you arrive back in the sort of the forecourt, if you like, and you approach the steps, the doors open of the police station, and the chief's standing there with an older man next to him, and he says, "Ferrari, that was quite the performance you put on there at the Robinson place."
It was a lot to take in, sir.
Yeah, I understand.
Brought back some bad memories.
Yeah, listen, had some bad news about your partner. Taking him to hospital. First I ever heard of someone not sleeping straight getting taken to hospital.
I think I do that thing where I'm rubbing my mouth. And unconsciously, I'm sort of aware of. It's almost like I'm trying to hide a widening smile of my own, but it's the old smile of 45 minutes ago when I was laughing hysterically in a grip of mad fear.
Yeah. He says, well, listen, we ain't got time for that. You better come in here.
Sure. Do you speak to his wife?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds right then.
Yeah. And the chief and then this older man next to him turn and sort of make their way into the building, and you follow them up through the door into the chief's office. And the chief looked over his shoulder and he says, Ferrari, get in here. Get in now.
Sure thing.
Can't have everyone listen to this. And there's sort of a few people looking a bit sort of curious about what's going on. He takes you inside his office. He shuts the door and draws the blinds over the glass of the door so no one can see in.
Oh dear.
And in the room are Detective Rusty Steele and Detective John Carmel and the chief and then this older man. And the chief says, boys, I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine who has some experience with these kind of strange cases. I'd like you to meet an old cop, Eamon Moran. And the older man says, so, boys, why don't you talk to me about these dreams that everyone's been having?
It says I'm leaving the baby's bedroom with my cheeks stained with tears. I'm still laughing softly to myself, but I don't know that I'm doing this. I look out of the window before I get to the stairs, before I head out down to the phone box. I look out of the window and I see the moon. It's up impossibly early, but I imagine that out from behind it comes a white galleon, swooping down towards the earth. And I see this ship flying closer and closer, and I think to myself, this is how you get to Kadath. This is the way you navigate the impossible realms. This is what Robinson did. Maybe this is what Bright did. It's impossible, but maybe, just maybe, Carter was doing this. Is that why he heard the music? Is the music up in those spheres? Like the old stories say? Like the tales of the saints? And the ringing of the bells? And then the ship is coming closer. And I feel like it just stops outside the house, and on it I see those white figures, not the graceful white figures of slender dream walkers, but the frog-like creatures with their weird bulbous masses, and their teeth, the mouths, the odd slavers. What's their purpose here? I feel the echo of ancient rocks in a place that I don't understand, on a high mountainside, and the calling song of sorcerers ringing in my ears, none of which is known to me, all of which is mystery. Everything is a misunderstanding and yet a discovery. And I reach deep into myself, and I remember that moment with Tina DeLuca. Sat on the bench, the moment my lips brushed hers, and I was clumsy and I was confused and I wasn't smooth, but I was fast and I was eager. I was hungry for love. And I think about the red pagoda and the oriental garden and the way it melted away and the atom bomb destroyed everything, and I'm running and I'm outrunning it. I'm sprinting so fast that my whole body is on fire. And I'm running right up to the moon, and I can feel the galleon behind me and the chittering, skittering, worming sound of those frog creatures on the bark, on the wood of the deck. And I can see the sails billowing. And all the time I see the moon has a wide smile. A full, widening, mocking, laughing, grinning smile. And that's when I go and stand on the stairs. And I study how high the blood ran. How high it pumped when he sacrificed them. That's what I think he did. He used them somehow to make an offering, or a warding, a binding, or both. But I don't understand. Bright would understand. He should be here. He's got the brains for it. And then I move on, because I gotta keep moving. Otherwise I might realize what I haven't seen.